am new at filming because I literally have not filmed a video in 2 weeks. The past videos, actually the past 3 videos that I've put up were pre-recorded. I was in Honduras all last week. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, we go on a mission trip every year and we had a blast, as we always do. Nothing quite feels as good as helping others, and as long as you're able to do it, I think you should. It feels really good. So I am finally back and kind of settled in, and I'm not near as tired, and I wanted to film, well, I wanted to film a few videos, okay? I had one video I was going to film, and then I changed my mind yesterday because I did a makeup look that I adored, and so I was like, no, I'm going to film this video. And then I went to Walmart last night, and I was walking through the aisles leisurely because I had no kids with me, so, you know, I take my quiet time where I can get it. So I was leisurely walking down the aisles of Walmart, and I had to get, I don't know, like a hand mirror or something for my kit because I lost mine. And I came across a display on the end cap of one of the aisles in the cosmetic type section. And it was for Sally Hansen. And I was like, well, I already have that Sally Hansen. I've talked before about how I love their airbrush spray for the legs. But these bottles look smaller. So I stopped and I was like, what is that? Well, apparently, now it says it's new. If there are 500 videos on YouTube about this, I apologize, because to me, it's new. I don't stay as updated on drugstore makeup as I probably should, so I'm not aware of this being out for a long time, and it still says it's new. But it's the Sally Hansen Airbrush face makeup. And it comes in a miniature bottle that looks identical to the legs, the Sally Hansen legs, except for the picture, it has a face instead of a pair of legs. So the display had 6 colors, I believe, which is not a huge range. I bought 2 of them. I bought natural beige in 200 and warm beige in 220. I did not see a price, so I went around. I was doing the rest of my shopping, and I came up to a price scanner. And this 1 ounce bottle of lightweight spray foundation was $2. $2. I had originally only picked up the 1 color, but when I found out it was $2, I went back to get this because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to be. And for $2, I should have bought all 6, but I didn't know how I was going to perform. So it is 1 ounce, the Dior Air Flash foundation, which is a huge cult favorite. I myself have never tried it. In fact, this is the first airbrush foundation I've ever tried. But the Dior retails for $62, and it comes in a 2.3 ounce container. So if I were to make this the size of Dior, I would be paying $4.20 versus $62. So definitely, obviously, a better price point to buy this one than the Dior. However, I can't compare the two, again, because I've never tried the Dior. It's been on my wish list for quite some time, so I probably will in the near future, and if I remember, I'll let you know how they compare. Now, on the back, it says that it is an ultra-fine mist foundation for a lightweight, flawless finish. Skin looks natural, fresh, and shine-free. It says it evens out skin tone, minimizes the look of pores, long-wearing, fragrance-free, and dermatologist tested. This is a silicone-based foundation. It does have quite a few silicones in them, dimethicone being the most, which is not unheard of for a foundation. That is usually the most used silicone ingredient in foundations. So I'm going to put this to the test today. I have it on my face right now, obviously. If you are curious to see how this $2 airbrush foundation works on my skin and in 99-degree weather, please keep watching. So I already have my primer on. I use the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, and I have my color corrector on. It's the Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in Orange. Yes, I broke down and bought it before my Urban Decay was out because I just wanted to. It's my favorite corrector of all time. So, alright, here's what we've got to work with. We have Natural Beige, which is 200, and Warm Beige, which is 220. Now, I swatched them very quickly on my hand last night when I got home, and they are very warm. The Naturals, not so much, but I'm going to swatch them next to each other and show you the difference because these are the colors right next to each other in the selection. So obviously it's very runny, but that's the 220 Warm Beige and that's the Natural Beige. So you can tell the Warm Beige is very, very warm compared. I just think it's going to be too dark for me. Even though when I like rub it off on my hand, they kind of look the same, which somewhat bothers me to how good of a coverage this is going to have. So I think I'm going to try the Natural Beige, the 200. So the instructions say to shake well before using, which I just did, spray directly into the hand and apply onto face using fingertips. Blend evenly and completely. Repeat until desired coverage level is achieved, which makes me think that right off the bat, this is going to be a little bit of a sheer to light finish. Not finish, coverage. So let's see, I'm going to keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking. And I'm going to do how they say to do it for the first side of my face, and I brought a brush in case. So I'm just going to spray just a little bit. And I'm going to go right in. Oh, y'all, this is orange. And rub on my face. Now, I have a lot of redness to cover up today because I've already worked out this morning. And it's not covering it up yet. So let me do a little bit on my forehead. And then I think I'm going to do the other side with a brush to see if the coverage is any different. It does come off very orange, more so I feel like than on the back of my hand, because this is the less of an orange color. I don't know if it's coming across on camera. I can totally see all of my redness still. So let's try this. I'm going to put it in the palm of my hand this time. And I'm going to use my Makeup Geek face buffer brush and kind of put it on that and buff it in on this side. See if I can get any higher amount of coverage. I always have read and heard complaints about the Dior Air Flash, that the amount of product you have to use, and if it's anything like this, I can see why that would be a complaint, because I'm going to have to use quite a bit of product, I think. So far, it is very sheer coverage, and I can't tell whether it's got a dewy finish or if I'm just sweating that much, because it's 99 degrees outside today, and I'm hot, really hot. So, okay, I don't know if you can tell. There's still a lot of redness right here that I can see through the foundation, but it does have a nice, like, dewy, radiant finish. My pores do seem to be a little bit blurred. Now, don't let the corrector under my eyes fool you. It's not as orange after I buffed out as it was when I first applied, so that's a plus. So I'm going to try to put a little bit more on, and I think I like the brush application better, so I'm going to keep doing that. So I'm going to spray a little bit more in my hand and see if this is buildable. So because it's a spray and a little bit of a more sheer coverage, I don't necessarily want to buff it in as much as I want to like pat it in and then spread out with the brush, because the more you buff sometimes with certain foundations, I feel like the more it just takes the foundation away and it compromises the coverage. This is actually very buildable. Like, I'm kind of impressed with how it is building up. It does not look that orange in real life. So know that. So I'm kind of digging the coverage on that second layer. Again, I'm kind of impressed with how my pores are, I don't know, they are kind of airbrushed away. So we'll see how that holds up. I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished all my makeup, and I've had a lot of people request, that's what I was trying to think of, request that I list all the products I've used. So I have made it a goal of mine to actually do that every single video. So I have listed all the products that I used in addition to the foundation on my face below. Now, a couple points I want to make about the foundation before I break off and then come back later to do a final review. I was really afraid because of how sheer it is, and being a spray foundation, I was afraid that it was going to kind of migrate as I was putting my other products on. I was very pleasantly surprised that it did not do that. I did put some cream products on top like I normally do, and blending and buffing those out, I did not find that it picked up the actual foundation. Now, I can tell that I have mattified my face, and I didn't even use a strong mattifying powder. So I don't know if it's just dewy just right upon application and it kind of starts to dry out. I did notice that before I put all the stuff on, it wasn't near as shiny as when I was up here. So that's a good thing for me because I don't like extremely dewy foundations. Okay, so everything blended really nicely. Again, it still to me looks really good on my pores. We'll see how that holds up throughout the day. But that is the foundation with all of the products on top. So far I'm liking it. It is 12 o'clock. I will only do one check-in, and it's going to be a real testament because I do have to run some errands. I am going to have to get out in this heat. So I'm going to see how this holds up in 99-degree weather with like 150%, which really feels like 350% humidity. So we'll see how that holds up, and I will check back in just a minute. Okay, so I've had this foundation on now for 7.5 hours. It is now 7 o'clock at night, and it was about 11:30 when I first applied the foundation. I have not done anything to it other than sweat because it's so hot. So upon looking at the foundation, I don't know if it's going to come off on the camera or not. It is a little bit shiny. It promises that the skin will look natural, fresh, and shine-free. I don't think that it looks necessarily shine-free, and the natural is going to be questionable because I feel like it looks natural like from afar, but if you get real up close, you can definitely tell I have makeup on my face, and I'm just really shiny. Like my nose is really shiny. My forehead right up here is shiny, but it's not like a holy cow, you look oily shiny. At least I don't think it is. It's just a very dewy finish. I think that it really kept my pores looking nice for, I don't know, a good 4 to 6 hours. I felt like they kind of were accentuated a little bit after that. A very big pro of this foundation is that it is super lightweight. I mean, being airbrush and basically liquid, you cannot feel the foundation on your face at all. So that is a huge pro. And I just feel like a little bit up on my forehead is getting a little bit patchy. You can see like my chin's a little bit shiny. If I don't know if it's going to come off on camera. My nose is shiny. This is supposed to be shiny. I'll put that there. I don't know. I don't know if it's coming across on camera. The patchiness, it's not bad. It's not like the Burberry foundation. That was awful. It's not like that at all. So in short, do I think you need to like run out and get this foundation right now? No. Do I think if you see it in Walmart and you're like, oh, hey, I remember Mandy talking about that foundation. I think I'm going to try it. And it's $2? Yes, try it because you don't ever know. I don't know that I necessarily recommend it for like oily skin. Maybe with a mattifying primer it would work. I just don't personally use mattifying primers because I don't have a problem with shine. But it is, I mean, it's more skin-like than it is matte, and a lot of people prefer that. So, you know, if you like that dewy look, and you're looking for like a really lightweight foundation, I would totally recommend this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark on here how many times I use it so that I can tell you in my empties video, whenever I come across this, how many applications I actually got out of it. But I think this would be perfect for travel. It's so small. You could take it on an airplane in one of those little quart bags. And it's just super convenient. I do prefer using a brush, and my favorite is the Makeup Geek Face Buffer Brush. This is one of my favorite all-time foundation brushes, period, but it works really well with this foundation. So I hope you enjoyed this foundation review. Totally spur of the moment. I am going to be filming the makeup look I had on yesterday next, and it's a very glowy summer look. I really liked it. Pretty minimal too. So, and then I want to film a video on the Gorgeous Cosmetics foundation and eyeshadow palette. And I have a couple other videos in mind, but be sure and put your requests below. I always love to be able to add to my video list and make sure that I'm making content that y'all actually want to see. So if you have any video requests, be sure and put them in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't already before you leave. And y'all have a very blessed day.